What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is Thoughts of the Week. Let's get it. Invite your followers. Share with your people. Yes, indeed. I want to thank the replay viewers for coming in and checking out the replay. I want to say what's up to the live viewers. Thank you for coming in. I want to say what's up to my Soundcast listeners. Thank you for listening in. We got something we're going to talk about today. Yes, indeed. Hey, somebody just came in. What's going on? How you doing? What is going on?
Ghettos, 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 playing in the ghetto, playing in the ghetto, playing in the ghetto street. Ghettos, playing in the ghetto, playing in the ghetto, playing in the ghetto street. Ghettos, 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 ghettos.
All right.
Ghettos, 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 ghettos,
Playing in the ghetto,
playing
in the ghetto,
playing
in the ghetto street.
Ghettos, playing in the ghetto, playing in the ghetto, playing in the ghetto street.
Right. Yes, indeed. We're going to talk about the Austin, Texas situation there with the package bombs, and then recently the one of the new bombs was a tripwire. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about CDC doctor, CDC scientist missing.
I'm on a journey, steady focus. This is my time.
Timothy Cunningham. So give me a few minutes, get some people to come in, and I'll be right back.
I'm on a journey, steady focus. This is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus. This is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus. This is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus. This is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus. This is my time. time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time.
Alright. What's up? What's up? Stop being messy for real. I like that.
I'm on
Invite
a
your
journey,
people
steady
in.
focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time. I'm on a journey, steady focus, this is my time.
Alright, yes indeed, yes indeed. This is Thoughts of the Week. And we're going to talk about some things that's been going on in the news lately. Alright. And before I get started, before I get started here, I want to let you guys know to be checking out my YouTube channel, Survive and Protect. Alright, so go to YouTube or Facebook and go to Survive and Protect. Alright, Survive and Protect. Alright, at that channel, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram, but I can only put video clips on Instagram, so you want to see the full episodes on Facebook or YouTube. You want to see the full episodes on those platforms, to where you can learn about protecting yourself, protecting your family, different scenarios, things of that sort. The first episode is already up, and that's how to take control of a steering wheel if you're the passenger of a vehicle, somebody's driving, and for whatever reason they pass out or some other thing is going on and they happen to pass out at the wheel, whether you're in an area where maybe somebody is shooting at somebody and maybe the driver gets shot, God forbid, and you have to take action. Well, there's a video up now that will show you how to take control of the steering wheel. Alright, there's a new video coming this week, this Thursday. It's going to be at I think it's coming on at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. And I show you how to get out of duct tape when it's wrapped around your legs or your ankles. Alright, so, and then the following week after that will be how to get out of duct tape when it's wrapped around your wrist. Alright, and incidentally, I heard of a story here now in my city where a lady did get robbed, I think, and the attacker duct taped her. I don't know how he duct taped. I didn't get the details of it, so I don't know if it was around her wrists or around her legs or a combination of both. I don't know if they covered her mouth or anything like that. But they said she was, which is understandably so, she was hysterical, I guess, during the incident and after. So I wish this video would have gotten on my YouTube channel and the Facebook page. I wish that video has gotten to her before this happened, and may have given her some options on how to get out of that situation. But it's going to be videos related to stuff like that, case study videos where I show you some video footage and then give some options on how to potentially deal with that. All right, and there's a whole lot more coming up. Incidentally, I'm going to do, because what I'm going to be talking about today a little bit is about the Austin, Texas package bombing situation going on there in Texas and Austin and neighboring areas. And I'm going to be doing, after the show here, after this broadcast, I'm going to be putting together a video to go on Survive and Protect YouTube and Facebook page. So how to spot package bombs. All right, some things to look for, at least considering package bombs. All right, so definitely be checking out the channel Survive and Protect. As a matter of fact, let me do something real quick here. Shh. Y'all hear my little dog, which is not my dog, but it is my dog at the same time. In the background, he barks at every darn thing. It could be the same people that live next door, and he barks as if he can't figure it out at this point in time. Alrighty. So real quick, so that's the music you're going to be hearing as soon in the little short video, as soon as you go onto the channel, on YouTube anyway. Alright, so what I'm going to do real quick is give you a little look for all my live stream viewers real quick, let you see what it looks like so you know which page it is. They all will have the same logo on it. Alright, so let me give you a little quick look at that real quick. There you go. So there goes the that's the Survive and Protect page on YouTube. Okay, Survive and Protect on YouTube, and Facebook has a similar look as well. All right, as a matter of fact, let me go to YouTube so you guys can see that, and let me hit you up with the Instagram page as well so you guys know what that looks like. All right. Alrighty, and then let me pull up the hold on here, what's going on? There we go. Let me pull this up real quick, and then let me grab the Instagram page real quick here. That way you guys can see what it looks like. Alright. There we go. So real quick, one more time, I'm going to give you the YouTube, the Facebook, and the Instagram pages so you can go to either one of those. There we go. Here it is. There goes the YouTube page, right? Survive and Protect. Alright. What's going on, Lady Leslie? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Invite your people. All right. Invite your people in. So that's the YouTube page, Survive and Protect. There goes the Facebook page right there. All right. Same logo. There it is. All right. That's my little intro video there you'll see on Facebook. For those of you guys who are on Facebook, that's me. And that's one of my other Instagram pages. But there it goes, Facebook, Survive and Protect. What's going on, Leslie? And then there's the Instagram page, Survive and Protect, all right? So you guys start checking out either one of those, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Go to my page, Survive and Protect. You're going to get a lot of security, protection type tips, security tips, real life situations, how to deal with it, right? And like I said, I don't know when I'm gonna put it up, but I'm going to record after this live stream is over. Yeah, I am. In a minute. I got you. Yeah, I got some information. I'm gonna definitely be talking about that. I was talking about Austin, Texas. Thank you for the heart, by the way. I was talking about Austin, Texas, and then telling you about the YouTube page because of the situation going on in Austin, Texas. All right. And thank you again for joining. I understand things happen. Let me get this thing up here real quick. There you go. All right. So now with that being said, let me talk about Austin, Texas real quick. There is you guys, if y'all guys already might know already, there's been another bombing, I guess a couple of days ago or so, in I forget what city it was, but or which street, but it's in Texas, where it was a tripwire bomb this particular time. And before that, there was like 3 other package bombs, and one of them they said was Hispanic, but the first 2, some black people had died, right? And then the third one was Hispanic, I think a female. But information I received was that because they're trying to not make it into a black thing, per se, the attacks on black people. But from what I heard, the information I got was that originally that bomb was intended for somebody black. So apparently some people, a couple of houses down from the Hispanic lady. So go figure, right? Go figure. So that's what the news is saying about that. That's the information that came out, that supposedly originally that bomb was actually for somebody else. And I don't know how they got it to the Hispanic person's house. Like I said, I'll be doing a video, putting together a video on how to spot package bombs, okay? What things to look for anyway, all right? So let's go on and talk about, spending most of this time now to talk about Timothy Cunningham, all right? I'm going to talk about Timothy Cunningham, the scientist or the doctor. And there's been a lot of information that's come out, and even right before me coming on, I was looking at some more stuff in regards to that, and there was some more information coming out in regards to that, or some more information I found. What's up, Veli? Invite your followers in. What's going on? I'm going to spend most of this time now to talk about the Timothy Cunningham situation. Good morning to you. All right, I'm just gonna look up some stuff, pull something up real quick on YouTube. But yeah, the story is that I'm sure most of you have heard. The story is that he supposedly got passed for promotion, and from what I understand, a lot of that has been going on with black employees at the CDC. So supposedly, but I don't know if that's the thing where they're just somebody's trying to put that out there to try to throw people off on what's really going on. But he was supposed to get a promotion, didn't get it. This feeling sick thing, I don't know where that plays a part in. I don't know if they were saying he felt sick a few days prior to finding out. Another story is that once he found out, he started getting sick, or said, hey, I'm feeling sick, I'm going home. And then all of a sudden, he disappears. And in between all of that is he supposedly told a buddy of his, maybe a next door neighbor or somebody maybe he works with or something to that effect, to tell his wife, like, get rid of my phone number. Or to tell him to get rid of his phone number. And I don't know if it was a thing where he was trying to not get them caught up in something he was going to get caught up in, or didn't want any danger to them. And so he's like trying to tell them, like, hey, get rid of my number. You know, you don't know me, stuff like that. We don't know if it was that type of thing, right? And so he comes up missing. His keys are still at the crib. His dog, his wallet, his cell phone is still there. And of course, people are saying that's suspicious in itself, because according to the parents, family members saying, he's real organized, real careful about things. And so this don't sound like him, right? So his parents came down from Maryland, I believe they live, came down to Atlanta to look for him. And of course, they found the dog missing, keys, wallet. I mean, not the dog missing, he's missing, but his car's still at home. The dog, his keys, wallet, the cell phone is still at the crib. And they're finding it real suspicious, really suspicious. Right? And there has been some more information saying that Newswire, yournewswire.com, which I'm going to look that up real quick here. Now, I heard two things. I heard that Cunningham actually gave the interview. And then another source said it wasn't him. It was just that someone from the CDC gave an interview. And they were saying that the flu shots was actually causing the flu. Right? And that if if you speak up about it and tell things, stuff might happen to you or you might disappear. Now, they were saying that either he said that or it was just somebody from the CDC saying that. All right. CDC doctor, disastrous flu shot is causing deadly flu outbreak. So, and then supposedly they saying that this was like the biggest outbreak in 2018. Like this is the biggest. But then somebody from another news source was saying that's a lie, that there was one bigger than that in the 1990s, I think, or earlier. So there's a lot of things, a lot of weird stuff going on. Let me read this real quick here. It says a CDC doctor has warned this year's disastrous flu shot may be responsible for the deadly flu epidemic sweeping the country. Some of the patients I've administered the flu shot to this year have died. All right. So you're supposed to be taking this shot to prevent the flu. So you getting the flu shot, and some people are showing up dead after they get the shot. Right? And then there's another thing I found, or I read that somewhere else, that supposedly the flu shots are only 36% effective. So why even take the shot anyway if it's only just 36% effective at all? Might as well just go on and live your life and, deal with the flu if it comes. I haven't caught the flu. I haven't taken no shot, so I haven't had that problem. Haven't had that problem in several years. And then another thing that comes to mind is, isn't it weird that it always comes during a certain time of the year, every year? Isn't that something? Have you thought about that at least? Something kind of weird about that? Thanks for the hearts. So it's always coming at the same time every year. So scientists were worried this year's flu season was going to be rough, and their fears have been proven well founded. The flu season is off to a record-breaking start, with the CDC reporting widespread flu activity from coast to coast. Many health officials believe 2018 will ultimately be the worst flu outbreak. Now they're saying, okay, 1918, that we experienced in 1918. So in 1918 was supposedly the worst. Supposedly was thousands that died back then from, I don't know if it was from the flu or the flu shot. All right. Let me see here. The CDC doctors' experience of patients dying of the flu after receiving the flu shot is sadly not uncommon. 8 Santa Barbara County residents have died from the flu in the last, I don't know what that is, fortnight. Seven of them had the flu shot. All right. Let me see. There's also Rolling Out magazine believes that after that interview, supposedly it was Timothy Cunningham that gave the interview, but I can't find in here where it shows his name in particular. It just says a scientist, so he could have done it, letting them know, hey, don't put my name out. But then how would they find out it was him? Except that some things I was thinking about is that maybe what they said, he was epidemiologist. They dealt with that, and maybe he was speaking on it at work. And from what I understand, there was supposedly employees telling him, like, hey, you may not want to speak up and say too much about that because things has happened to people in the past. But maybe he wanted to speak up about it. He had a conscience about it, and wanted to say something about it, and then everything breaks loose. So supposedly after this article came out, then all of a sudden things started coming into motion. All right. And I don't know if you're aware that there's been a lot of like holistic type doctors, and if you go and do your research, people from the CDC in the past that spoke up about certain things, you find out that they disappear mysteriously. And it's hard to say that it can't be always a coincidence that every time, like, you can have year after year after year, maybe let's say one person from CDC every year speaks up about something, and then they suddenly disappear. You're not going to tell me that there's not something to that. After a while, you got to start looking at it and saying, wait a minute, something ain't right. Right? Let me see. Flu vaccines contain dangerous ingredients. All right. This is the same article from yournewswire.com in case you guys want to look that up. The pharmaceutical industry, medical experts, and the mainstream media admit to us that flu vaccines contain strains of flu virus. I think that's kind of known, that to get rid of the flu, you got to give somebody the flu. And I could say something about that on a whole different level in regards to your Western doctors, and then you got naturopathic doctors, you got allopathic doctors, and so you can kind of notice their philosophies on how to treat things. All right, one deals with, in order to get rid of a disease, they got to give you the disease. Another one deals with, we'll cure a disease or rid something with herbs and natural type of processes, and that gets rid of it. So you got to do your researches when you decide to look up these things here. What's this say? Oh, these are, okay, I got you. All right, so, and then there was a thing where, if these people keep showing up missing, maybe the people who run things, don't want people obviously to know that there's something out there better, because it'll get rid of the pharmaceutical companies, right? So that's another thing to take in consideration. Now, as another in regards to Timothy, there was it's also been said that he had previously warned his family that he knew something, he had a secret, that he told his family members, there's a possibility that I might disappear if I know certain things, and I knew something about the flu shot, and there's a possibility that death might come, or my disappearance might come. And supposedly he told this to his family in January of this year, that he had a fear about the flu shot. All right, that he had a fear about the flu shot. And of course, he was told by co-workers, if he kept talking about it and expressing his opinion about this, he could lose his job or something else could happen. They never said what the something else would be, but something else could happen. And, despite, his warning, people giving him warnings, he continued to express his medical opinions. As a member of the CDC, he's part of the EIS, which is the Epidemic Intelligence Service, part of the CDC. All right. And he's an expert in contagious epidemics, and he had been deployed at one time to combat the Zika and Ebola, and he holds a ranking in the U.S. Navy Commander as a member of the EIS. All right. He's also a graduate of Morehouse College and is also respected with a lot of credentials. And supposedly he has told people that people have been dying from this flu shot. And what we know is that we all know and understand that people have been talking about the vaccines for years, but it seems like nobody has made a move to even deal with the vaccines and their effects, right? The side effects that it could cause. All right, so a little bit about that. Let me see. A little more about this on this article. It says makes you more susceptible to pneumonia and other contagious diseases. For someone with an already suppressed immune system, injecting strains of flu virus can have devastating consequences. If your body is already working to fight off a virus or simply operating with low immunity, a vaccine injection could put your body in serious danger of contracting influenza with stronger symptoms or even worse, pneumonia and other contagious diseases. It also weakens immunological responses. There have been literally thousands of medical journal articles published that show injecting vaccines can lead to harmful immunological responses and a host of other infections. Moreover, weak immunological responses only decrease a person's ability to fight the diseases that the vaccine was supposed to protect against in the first place. All right. And I also seen where, I don't know how recent this was too, there was some, I don't know if it was a hospital or some other place of employment where they told their employees that if you don't take this flu shot, and I think it was probably at a hospital or some type of medical facility, if you don't take a flu shot, then you're going to get fired from your job. Right? That you're going to get fired from the job. I'm checking out, I'm also looking at my my iPad, checking out the live broadcast as I'm giving it to you guys. And I'm noticing that the screen is messed up, so I see that people were coming in trying to check out the broadcast. But I wonder if it's because of the topic I'm talking about today, and all of a sudden the screens want to mess up. Or I know Periscope has done that in the past. You get on and watch somebody's scope, and it starts to freeze on you. So, but I'm thinking about it in the terms of my other broadcasts. I hadn't had any problems, and all of a sudden I'm talking about Timothy Cunningham, and then there's all sorts of problems. It starts to freeze. But that's why we have the soundcast for you guys to listen to on YouTube, right? But another question in regards to Timothy Cunningham, what did he really know? Was it just the flu shot situation, how it's killing people? Or did he know a little bit more in regards to the vaccine or the flu virus itself that, again, people are not being told. Let me see here. Let me pull up another video here. And I want you guys to listen in on this. I want you guys to listen in on this. Let me see here. See if we can get it pulled up. Let's see. And also, real quick, there have been family and friends are rechecking, volunteering to do another search for Cunningham. That's the latest I've heard. I don't know if there's anything new since then. All right. I'm going to try to pull up this video if I can find it here. There's so much about Cunningham here. There we go. So you guys listen to this real quick, and I'll be back with some more commentary.
What's good, Melanites? It's your boy GT.
And I'm Kimmy Coco.
And we are your hosts for Innovative Black Stations Connecting the Dots.
What's up?
What's been going on, y'all? We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the missing CDC worker. We're going to talk about Dick's discontinuing rifles, among other things. But first, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put you on game. So, Kim, go ahead and start us off with that.
Okay, so what we're going to put you on game about today is this missing CDC doctor. And his name is Timothy J. Cunningham. And what happened is he went to work at the CDC here in Atlanta. He found out that he wasn't going to get a promotion that he was waiting to get. He went home sick. He had been sick for a couple of days prior to that.
Okay.
But this day he went home. He never came back. No one could find him after that. His parents called him. Since they couldn't locate him, they drove all the way from Maryland to Atlanta. When they got here, his car was here, his dog was here, his cell phone was there, his keys were there, but they haven't seen him.
Okay.
Coincidentally, or not coincidentally, but in addition to that, he had done an interview recently with YourNewsWire.com where he said that he thought the flu vaccine was causing people to have the flu. So, according to Rolling Out magazine, they're thinking that since he did that interview...
Okay, real quick. She says that apparently that Timothy Cunningham gave that interview to YourNewsWire.com. But unless I'm missing the article, I'm thinking I'm looking at the correct one. What I'm going to do real quick is type his name in, because the article that I was reading, I didn't see his name in there. All right. But she's saying that it was Timothy Cunningham that gave the interview to YourNewsWire.com. All right. And then supposedly, like I said, once he done that, then it pretty much was a wrap that somebody was going to come after him after he put that out there. So before I continue playing this, let me see if I can find the actual article from newswire.com which suggests that he said that. All right, let me see. Here's another article here. And it could very well, it has his picture on it. The CDC doctor who controversially warned this year's disastrous flu shot may be responsible for the deadly flu epidemic sweeping the country, has been reported missing and is feared dead. Dr. Timothy J. Cunningham, a team lead with CDC's Division of Population Health, that's something I didn't know about, has been missing for over a week, according to Atlanta police, with family and police desperate for answers regarding his sudden disappearance. Ryan Kruger from 11 Alive spoke to Dr. Cunningham's family Saturday as they posted signs around his neighborhood. All of this is an effort to find him, and bring him back home, Dr. Cunningham's father told 11 Alive. Family members confirmed there is no chance the CDC doctor would choose to disappear from his life without telling his family. All right, so they're pretty confident that he wouldn't just break out and leave. One thing that comes to mind, because it was some of mine earlier, and I kind of got off when I was reading something. But one thing I was thinking about, that maybe he might still be alive, and although this is not normal for him to not say nothing to nobody, maybe he decided to just get rid of some stuff and disappear. Maybe he knows about some survival type tactics where he can, he knows to get off the grid. All right, not to get on internet, not to have any connection with digital technology or anything like that, and decide, to leave. And maybe he'll surface up, maybe. Or maybe he got kidnapped. Maybe he got somebody snatched him up. Maybe a few people grabbed him up, and now he's gone. So that could be a possibility. A lot of times, you got family members that's pretty, them real good. There's certain behaviors and mannerisms that they won't do, and then it's kind of abnormal for them to do it. But maybe this particular time is something he probably had to do, so that anybody that's after him, he might have looked at it this way. Maybe this is just one idea, one option to look at. Maybe he didn't want anybody else going towards his family, messing with them, maybe messing with his friends. Maybe he's that type of person that cares for his family and friends. He didn't want anybody going after them and finding other people missing, so decided to just keep everything there and just disappear on his own. All right, that's a possibility. Another option is because he spoke up, then now you got to disappear. Because now you're going to tell masses of people, and we're trying to continue making money and being in business with the pharmaceutical companies, and we want to try to get rid of some people, and so we got to put it in vaccines and do this and that and promote it so you guys can take it, get sick, and stuff happen to you. Maybe they didn't want that information out there. All right, so that's just another option there. It says he's a scientist, so he has a very methodical mindset and an outgoing personality. All right. Dr. Cunningham was last seen by colleagues Monday at the CDC office, Chambly, Georgia, or Chambly, Georgia. Colleagues said he was feeling sick, so he left work early and said he was going to finish his work from home. That was the last time anyone saw him, and he hasn't been heard from since. So again, I'm gonna play this audio. I don't see anything where he came in and said specifically that he did the interview and revealed these things. So, and maybe he was getting ready to, who knows? Or maybe he did and just told them to, hey, just put a CDC doctor as the title of the article. Maybe maybe he done that, but somebody found out. Or maybe somebody who took the interview might have called the CDC back and said, hey, well, we heard from this, we did an interview with this Dr. Cunningham, and he told us X, Y, and Z. That could have been possible too. The people doing the interview probably messed it up for him by telling, he might have came and done an interview with them, and then told them that, hey, don't use my name in anything, just say a CDC doctor. And the people doing the interview probably went right back to them and said, well, hey, this Dr. Cunningham told us this. So they might have blown that for him. That's another option, another possibility. So here, I'm going to play this again for you.
Where he said that he thought the flu vaccine was causing people to have the flu. So, according to Rolling Out magazine, they're thinking that since he did that interview, coincidentally with them, the CDC, who knows? They may have frowned upon what they found out.
And if you don't know what the CDC is, it's
the Center for Disease Control. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we don't know where he is. And I've read in several stories on the internet how there have been holistic doctors that have come up missing or murdered a lot recently. So I don't know. I mean, the conspiracy theories are that the government really doesn't want us to find out about these holistic remedies because it would put the pharmaceutical industry out of business. So prayerfully they find him and he comes up soon. There was something else weird about this case too. He had said to his neighbor's wife, he said to his neighbor, "Tell your wife to take my number out of her phone," which I thought was a little bit strange. So
yeah, and ABC reported 17 hours ago that they were family, friends, and the police are starting a new search to look for him. So that's good news. I don't know, Kim, you might be on to something.
Well, according to what magazine is this? This was in Rolling Out magazine. He's a respected researcher with the CDC.
Okay.
He stated he would finish his work from home the day that he left home. He went home from work, and no one heard from him again, like we said. This caused panic and concern because he warned his family and others that his disappearance and possible death might occur because he knew a secret about the flu shot. So, according to this article on rollingout.com, he had warned his family that something like this might happen because he had warned his family in January, his family and his colleagues, that he had fear about this year's flu shot. Some media outlets have reported he was warned by co-workers at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention that if he kept talking and expressing his opinion, he could lose his job or something else could happen. Despite this warning, Dr. Cunningham continued to express his medical opinion as a member of the CDC's Epidemic Intelligence Service. Cunningham was an expert on contagious epidemics. He had been deployed to combat Zika and Ebola and holds the rank in the U.S. Navy Commander as a member of the EIS. He's also a graduate from Morehouse College and Harvard University. He's well respected in the industry. He has all these credentials. Young black man living in Atlanta, missing. This is crazy, and it should cause some concern, whether there are others or not. I have not seen anything proven. You know, you get these things that go around the internet from anything.com, and you're like, oh wow. But you know, I kind of like to lean more toward credible sources. So this has been, like you said, on your source was ABC. I've seen it on the local news here in Atlanta for several weeks. So it kind of just makes me think, what did he know, and what is going on with the flu shot? We reported earlier, you know, that we had seen so many deaths being caused by the flu this year, which was weird.
But he's one of many. Like, what is it that all of them knew that, you know, came up missing that we haven't found yet, or, you know, that ended up dead? Like, what did they know? It's always something that they know. I mean, you know these things when you take these type of jobs. You know that there's a guideline and there's a protocol and there's things that you can't tell and talk about.
Well, I wonder why, because so yournewswire.com is the actual source. This is the place where he did the actual interview, and this is a quote from them. They said, "Some of the patients I've administered the flu shot to this year have died." He said, "I don't care who you are. This scares the crap out of me."
But the flu is evolving over time, and as the flu evolves, we have to adapt.
But he's saying that the shot, like, they're pushing this flu shot. I've seen, you know, we have to get our shots for school, blah blah blah.
But the shot has some of the virus in it.
So
if you're taking that shit and you don't know that, then you don't need to be taking that shit. If you don't know that it has some of the virus in it, 9 times out of 10, when you take the damn shot, you're going to get sick at some point. Whether you take the flu shot or not, you're going to get sick. That's just a part of the process. So if you're not educated on what's in that flu shot, you don't need to be taking it. You don't. Even the spray.
They have different ways that you could take it.
You don't
get
need
the
to
shot.
take it if you don't understand it. Right.
But you don't know, and this is, we were talking about this before too. Your doctor is just a doctor. Like, what is driving him? No, we always say follow the money. They're actually promoting the flu shot. It's not like, you know what I mean, you go to the doctor and you're sick, or you think that you're prone to the flu because you work at a school with children with germs. No, they tell everybody. They told me when I went to the doctor, like, you want your flu shot? Like, there's a commercial out there. Like, whenever you see anything on TV, they're like, well, you know, if you get your flu shot, I'm like, why are they doing that? That's the question I have. Yeah.
And I got real sick. This was back in like 2014. I said, I'm not taking that shit no more. I'm not taking that shit no more because I got real sick. I took the nasal one because I don't like shots.
So Tamiflu is the most common form of flu prevention or whatever that they give people. I've never heard of it. It sounded weird to me. I've never taken it. Like, whenever I get sick, I've gotten the flu once, and that was this year. And it was crazy to me because I'm like, why is everybody getting it? Like, everyone I know at some point has gotten it, and I've never seen that before. So who is behind Tamiflu? Like, you know what I mean? I always say follow the money. Who is the pharmaceutical company, and what's their stock? What's their numbers looking like? Like, why won't the pharmaceutical companies let marijuana be legalized in some of these states? Why is Jeff Sessions saying there's an opioid crisis, but at the same time not looking at medical marijuana? You know what I mean? Like, follow the money.
I'm say they ain't found
follow the money. They haven't found a way to monetize it yet. Well, they have found a way to monetize it, but the way that they found to monetize it in these states that are making money hand over fist, you know what I mean? Their government is open to new ways of making money, which...
All right, so you guys had heard a little of that right there. So the thing is what did he really know? How much did he know? Why is it that when people speak up in regards to these vaccines or anything that the masses of people can become awakened by, then all of a sudden people disappear? And like I said, at this point, it shouldn't be just another thing because it keeps happening. And then people are just looking at it like, oh, and everybody always wants to throw the word conspiracy theory out there. And that's just another word to control you into thinking in another direction. Because conspiracy means to conspire. And I don't know why people don't break down the word. So there was some conspiring to do something to this man or for something to happen to him because apparently he spoke up. And you don't know if these people have their phones tapped. So when they said in the in this video that, you know, he told his family in January, don't know if it's over the phone. If it was, you don't know if his phone was tapped. And then after him doing that, they started keeping eyes on him from then on, right? Don't know if that's the situation. And they might have started watching him ever since then, trying to figure out what they can do about him or the information getting out. So let's see here. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, of course. Let's see. I'm going to check out this, listen to this video real quick.
The parents of missing Dr. Timothy Cunningham shared the last text message they received from their son before his disappearance 2 weeks ago. Cunningham, a highly regarded epidemiologist at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, went missing after he left work midday on the 12th of February, complaining of feeling ill. After Cunningham failed to report to work or contact his family over the next 2 days, his parents, Terrell and Shawana Cunningham, drove down to Georgia from their house in Maryland to check on their son. When they arrived at his Atlanta home on the 14th of February, the couple found their son's phone, keys, wallet, car and dog, with no trace of him in sight. His worried father told NBC, "That is some..."
Atlanta authorities are working day and night to find a CDC researcher whose disappearance earlier this month is spawning questions and conspiracy theories alike. One America's Chris Pocock has more.
There goes a conspiracy theory.
Still more questions than answers in the case of Dr. Timothy Cunningham, a researcher at the CDC who's been missing for several weeks. At a press conference Tuesday, officials with the Atlanta Police Department worked to dismiss several rumors propagated since Cunningham's disappearance.
We're very aware of the conspiracy theories, and one of the things that we were sort of asked to emphasize, certainly by the CDC, especially in reference to some of the rumors, is that Dr. Cunningham worked in the chronic disease unit, which is not the infectious disease unit. He had no access to classified material. He would not be the type of person that, you know, if you kidnapped him and held him, he could give you access to some horrific virus that could be a real problem for all the rest of us.
Now, when I hear that, it reminds me of Snowden, when they was trying to downplay him like he's just this contractor type of guy. He works on the side for the NSA or the CIA, and so now they're trying to blow him off too. Cunningham, oh, he doesn't know anything. He worked in this part of the CDC. He didn't work in the other part where the diseases and the viruses. But that doesn't mean he doesn't know, he couldn't find out about what's going on. But yet they're trying to, this guy here from the Atlanta PD, what's his name? Let's see here. Michael something. They're trying to say like, well, he didn't work in this division. He worked over here in that division, and he really wouldn't know too much about what's going on over here. It's kind of like basically telling you, if you really listen close.
We're very aware of the conspiracy theories, and one of the things that we were sort of asked to emphasize, certainly,
they said they were told by the CDC. He was told, his name is Michael O'Connor. He was told by the CDC to kind of put out a few things.
By the CDC, especially in reference to some of the rumors, is that Dr. Cunningham worked in the chronic disease unit,
that he worked in the chronic disease unit. Chronic disease. Look it up, what chronic disease is. Hold on. I'm gonna do this real quick for you. He worked in the chronic disease unit. All right. Chronic disease. And they were saying he didn't work in the infectious disease. Something up. All right, let me look up this real fast here. Maybe give some insight. Because the CDC told this Major Michael from the Atlanta PD, hey, put out this information. You know, he worked in the chronic disease division of the CDC.
which is not the infectious disease unit. He had no access to classified material.
They're saying he didn't have no access to classified material. He worked in the chronic disease unit, not the infectious disease unit. So he wouldn't have never. So that's telling me this. When I'm sitting down here thinking about it and listening and really reading in between the lines, the CDC is telling him, hey, put this out about Timothy Cunningham. No, he wasn't in the infectious disease unit. He just worked in the chronic disease. And the infectious diseases has that unit has more classified information. So when you're listening to him, to me it sounds like he's kind of low-key telling everybody, well, the infectious disease is where it's at. This is where the information is, and that information is classified. So why would it be classified? What don't you want people to know about health that you're keeping it a secret? So in a way, he's kind of low-key. Either he's slipping up and don't realize he's saying that, or he's trying to tell without telling.
infectious disease unit. He had no access to classified material. He would not be the type of person that, if you kidnapped him and held him.
And he's got this real nervous kind of like, no, he's not the type that if you would do this, do that. And he's looking at everybody. Oh, yeah. So, come on, man.
The type of person that, if you kidnapped him and held him, he could give you access to some horrific virus that could be a real problem for all the rest of us.
Still, Cunningham's disappearance is, in a word, bizarre. The 35-year-old Harvard-educated researcher left work early February 12th after saying he felt ill. However, little is known about his presence in the hours and days that followed. Just 2 days after his disappearance, his worried parents found his keys, phone, wallet, car, and dog at his home. Since then, Atlanta authorities have made significant attempts to locate Cunningham.
We've processed his home. We've canvassed the neighborhood. We've searched the immediate wooded area around his house with a dog. We've checked local hospitals and jails. We searched the cemetery crest lawn, which is nearby his home. We've gotten with the CDC and we've gone through and made sure that his government credit cards aren't being used.
While it's unclear what happened to Cunningham, Atlanta police say the CDC researcher was recently disappointed after finding out he had been passed over for a promotion. Foul play has not been ruled out, but still there's hope, as authorities believe the story, now gone viral, could aid in finding Cunningham.
We have near unprecedented media coverage for a missing person in the city. So we are hoping that this level of media coverage will generate further tips or information that will help us find Dr. Cunningham. And that's really what we're hoping for here.
Right now, there's a $10,000 reward leading to an arrest and indictment in this case. However, police don't necessarily believe a crime has been committed. Chris Pocock, One America News.
Now they're saying they don't necessarily believe anything foul has been involved in it. All right. So when you using the LY, that indicates that even though they say they don't necessarily, it's still a possibility. All right, that there was some foul play involved. All right. So like the major from the Atlanta PD said, hopefully by people putting this stuff out independently like myself or mainstream continues to put this information out and continues to comment on the situation, that maybe he'll show up somewhere and hopefully it isn't a tragic ending. But a lot of times, like I said, and other people have said in the past, these types of things, when you speak up, and it's almost like, man, you got to be suppressed and shut up. And that means killing you, then that's what they're going to do. So my take on that is, if this is a thing that's going to continue happening, I suggest that some of these scientists hire some security consultants, people who can help them out with things like kidnapping prevention. I suggest that. I'm sure some of them probably do. Matter of fact, there's one guy, I forget, they always call him the Ranger on, I forget his name, but he says he has to remain armed because he's putting out things about what they're trying to do to black children and autism. And this is a white guy, he's a white scientist, and he says that he has to keep his guns with him because he's telling a lot of stuff they don't want him to tell. So my suggestion is for you scientists, man, and start doing that. Start coming armed. If you need some information, you can always try to get in touch with me as well. I can give you some information on some kidnapping prevention, or whoever you choose to consult with, do that. All right. So with that being said, I thank you guys for checking me out live. I want to say thank you for the Soundcast listeners. And again, hopefully putting this out there will make it so big that if he's being kept a secret on purpose, that they get forced to say, hey, look, we're going to have to do something and reveal where he's at the very least for his family. All right, so you guys keep on doing your blogs, do your videos, do your soundcast, your podcast, your audio on this particular situation with Timothy Cunningham. All right, keep on pushing it out there so this man can be found, and hopefully he's found alive, that maybe he can go on and tell some things. And if it turns into a tragic situation, that maybe there'll be some evidence somewhere or from someone, maybe later down the road, that can reveal and pull the lid off of what's really going on. All right. And in the meantime, continue to research things. Don't just go by face value in regards to me talking about vaccines and stuff like that. Being more aware and alert, ask questions. Why they keep on pushing certain things? Why they going to the extreme as to, hey, take this or you lose your job? You know, that's it's a little bit shaky, man. It shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't tell you you got to lose your job if you don't take this shot. Then you take the shot and you no longer exist, and you can get swept away, right? But then they're not responsible for that part of it. So if they're going to make you take a shot, then hold them accountable and make sure you can get a lawsuit out of them if something should happen to you. All right. Anyway, I'm out of here. If you guys know where Dr. Scott Whitaker is, try to get in contact with Dr. Scott Whitaker. He's supposed to be coming out with his book should have probably been out already, from what I understand. But he has a book already out called Medicine. You guys might want to check out that book. It's all kind of connected to what I was talking about today. All right. There's also a book called, I think the name of it is called Emerging Viruses. Right. I haven't gotten the book or read it, but those are one of the things that was on the list to check out. And I heard it was a real good book. I think it's called Emerging Viruses. Yeah, by Horowitz. Emerging Viruses, AIDS and Ebola, natural, accident, or intentional. And it's being sold at different prices. So wherever you can find a cheap price one, grab that and read it. Check it out. Take heed. Let me see. Is there another book similar to that? Like I said, Medicine's a good book. Emerging Viruses, I heard, was pretty good. You might want to check out some books from Dr. Layla Africa as well. Let me see. Healing Codes for the Biological Apocalypse. I don't know anything about that. But anyway, man, hopefully they find Dr. Cunningham alive. That would be, I know his parents would be happy about that. And you guys keep putting the stories out, man, about this man and what's going on. And put out the stories about holistic doctors or scientists like Cunningham and employees from the CDC mysteriously disappearing. All right, keep putting that out in the forefront, because then more information ends up being revealed about what's really going on, and then maybe something can get done about it. All right. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for coming in. Be sure to check out Survive and Protect on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. New video coming this Thursday. There's a video up now. Check it out. Learn all you can learn about protecting yourself. So in case things happen, you're already prepared, all right? So with that being said, I thank you guys once again. I see, because I got my iPad here. Let me show you guys. This is all it's been doing. See that? So since I started this particular broadcast, it's been frozen. A couple of people had came in and they were in and out. But when I look at the, let me see. Let me try something real quick. It might be all the pages, but we'll see here in a second. Yeah, so for some reason, this is playing good. Right? That's playing good, but for some reason, the broadcast that I'm doing about Dr. Cunningham is not playing on Periscope. Go figure. Maybe there's something that I might have put out there, or I could have possibly told that people don't want to be told. But anyway, thank you guys for listening in. I appreciate y'all always checking in, whether it's to the soundcast, whether it's the live broadcast. I appreciate it. Follow me on Periscope at Norwood Ventures. Follow me on Twitter at Norwood Ventures. Follow me on Instagram at Norwood Ventures. Check out my YouTube channel, Norwood Media Vision. That's one of my YouTube channels, Norwood Media Vision. Also on YouTube, Norwood Ventures. And then also on YouTube, the new channel, Survive and Protect. All right. On Facebook, Norwood Ventures. And on Facebook, Survive and Protect. And on Instagram, Survive and Protect. All right. Thank you guys again. Can't thank you enough. I appreciate it. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to do this video regarding the package bombs, things to look for. And hopefully you guys will check it out and be more aware in regards to that. So with that being said, as I always say, the replay starts now.